Show. Welcome to the dinosaur edition. Today's going to be a fun show. These people are so adorable. We've never really had this many people on screen the entire time, and we're doing it because of the caliber of guest of what we're talking about. It is so important, especially to all you whippersnappers that are out there that think this profession just came along and you discovered it 3-4 years ago with your Bitcoin deal or whatever it is that you happen to be in. And I want you to know that network marketing is unbelievable. And it is something that has changed my life at a level you would never believe. And I owe it to these people. I owe it to them to tell all of you that these people were the pioneers. These people were around. They've written books about this profession. They've done so many things to show you and I that this is the business of the century. It is the last pure form of entrepreneurism out there. And that's not even a word the way I just said it, but that's okay with me. So the name of the game, kids, the name of the game, old people, is give these people today the respect they deserve. And let's have some fun with this show. And let's just kick some booty. Hello, Doris Wood. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic. And I always say we've only just begun. So, although we may have started a little while ago, there are people just beginning in this industry. And let's hope that they will listen and we will be able to give them an idea or two that they can take away. So,
there's no doubt about it. And how long have you been in network marketing?
to the day,
You can do that.
63 years.
63 years. I was just a frisky little 6-year-old. That is so cute. And it has just given you your life. You've given your life to it. And now you are like passing the mantle to people like Cynthia Simmons and people in the world to keep network marketing and the memories alive. And that excites me. So thank you. So what's going on with you? You were the head of the MLMIA for how long?
35 years.
35 years.
And then I turned it over to another. It's still the same people. The same board is still there, but I've turned it over to a different executive director and it's going forward. And I'm still on the board and still the president and still, I probably, somebody will kick me out. They used to, every time we'd have a conference, they'd say, Doris is going to retire. And I would say, you have to explain to me what retirement means, because if you love what you do, why would you ever quit?
I know that. I was around for a few of the let's get rid of Doris conversations.
Yes.
And because you ran it with an iron fist and you were just a tough old bird, tough as nails. And those people were coming in with all their highfalutin ideas and they wanted to ruin it. And they thought that you would go quickly and quietly. And I am telling you, you never left. And I love you for that. Troy Dooley, who is a great friend of yours and a great friend of the show and a great friend of the profession, says the same thing about you. We were talking and, just who you are and who you've been over the years is unbelievable. And whether it be Peter Clemmer, who I'll never forget, I went out there and met him at your event and he passed right after that. And he was such an icon and an idol of mine. And I still think so unbelievably fondly of just the people I've met through you. And I just want to thank you for that, Doris.
Well, remember, somebody introduced me to some of those people too, and I thank them. And you know what? We all say MLM so many times, and you know what I say, what MLM means? And remember, I used to teach a class called No Hype, Just How, but I would say MLM, and I'd say, now tell me what MLM means to you. And most people would say making lots of money, are moving lots of merchandise, and I'd say you're wrong, absolutely wrong. MLM means making life meaningful.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I'm
There,
watching
you
comments.
can you can make it meaningful in your life too if you just bow down and go to work and do it.
So Richard Brooke, Stacy Clark is down in like Aruba or something. I didn't even know they have internet down there, and she's on the show watching. Everybody's showing up because I am telling you, Ron Henley and Doris Wood, bookends that didn't know each other, that have been really around this profession a long time. If you look behind Ron Henley and look at his memorabilia he's just got over his shoulders. This guy is I'm so happy I got to introduce you to him because he takes this profession at least as seriously as you do, and he cherishes the memories at a level you wouldn't believe. Ron Henley, how are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic, Tom. How you doing?
I am fantastic. Is it just great to meet her, the queen?
Like I was telling Cynthia earlier, we were Facebook buddies, but I've never had the chance to talk to her. So I'm hoping after today that's going to change.
Yeah.
And I'm always available from 10 in the morning until 10 at night, my time.
We'll be expecting a phone call.
And you can talk about it.
You have Jim Rohn's picture in your there.
Yes.
And I can remember when I was on stage with him a couple of times, and he really was a fantastic presenter, but he talked from his heart and you could understand most of him. And when he had his funeral procession here in California, the audience was absolutely packed. And,
Oh, sure.
and Jan, I went with Jan Rue.
Wow.
Wow.
And she moved out of Aspen, Colorado finally, man. And sounds like she's back south somewhere. All you people are migrating. I'm not happy about that. Brooke went to Hawaii. You're going to You're going to North Carolina, right, Doris?
Yes.
Holy mackerel. Why doesn't anybody ever come to Colorado where the weather's warm? It's unbelievable. So you guys, what are we going to do about preserving these memories? I mean, Doris, you've got warehouses full of memories that you're going to ship literally to Colorado till we figure out what to do with it. I own this office building here, and we're going to put up as much on the walls as we can until we can fund a museum somewhere that is going to give these things that you saved all these years a rightful place so people don't forget where we came from. Right, Doris?
Sounds great to me, but it isn't just my storage unit that is jam-packed full. I've got a garage that is full of everything, but I can remember, and I wish I still had it when we started in the association. Somebody told me I needed a fax machine, and the first fax machine was $1,000. Now you get them on any printer that you buy, they're free.
Yeah, no kidding. That is a fact. Cynthia Simmons, what do you think about all these old people you're surrounded by here?
Well, I've joined the crowd. I think I was just talking about that a little bit ago. First of all, let me say, Ron, it's a pleasure to meet you in person. Well, I guess this is as close as in person as we can get nowadays. And Doris, I've known Doris probably going close to 15 years, I think, something like that. Yeah, I met her through the MLMIA, and the shows that we used to do on every Tuesday night, we used to do a show on the MLMIA, and I participated in a couple of those, and that's how I had the honor of meeting Doris. And she instantly became a mentor to me. I recognized instantly the value that she brought to the table of this industry, and I wanted to learn from the best. I mean, I look at Doris and I see the person, and I've talked to her about this many times, who paved the way, especially for women. Because if you think about, right, the 50s, the 60s, women, it was the Mrs. Cleaver, stay at home, cook, clean, raise the kids, and be quiet. And so for Doris to be out there as an entrepreneur, I mean, she had a college degree, right, Doris? She had a college degree in journalism.
Yeah.
And she went into network marketing to become an entrepreneur. And I admired that so much, because what brought me into the industry was being fired from 2 jobs because of cancer, and it's like, well, what do I do now? How do I create an income? And so what everybody's going through right now in the COVID, I already understand. If you've lost a job because of an illness, and you're like, well, what do I do now? Where do I create an income at? How do I do that? And so I found network marketing because I was fired from 2 jobs because of cancer, because network marketing does not discriminate under any circumstances, right? We're all welcome here, no matter what's happening. And when I met Doris, and I thought, how amazing. This woman has paved the way for not only women, but everyone in this industry, that you can raise a family doing this, that you can have a lucrative income doing this, that you don't have to be at a 9 to 5 if you choose not to. And so I admired her so much that I hung on her every word. The one who gets one, I was like, tell me, teach me, show me, what did you do? I want to know. I mean, because who better to teach us than somebody that's come through the entire way? And I know that, Doris, you got a kit from every company, right?
What we can help out a lot of people with. And I appreciate you. You know that. You have always been very, very dear since I met you. And we've talked a lot over the phone, and we've met several times. And she just felt like a special friend when I first met her. And of course, there have been quite a few people in my life that have been that way. And I have really been lucky. When I started in the industry, I was really, really blessed with a couple of people. Blanche Viano was the president of a company called Judy Lee Jewels out of Chicago, and that was during the late 50s, all through the 60s. And then she came to California, and eventually they went to Hawaii. But that's where I got in it before then. I was with a couple
Doris,
of.
I got to take a tiny break because Richard Brooke just loves the survival commercials on GCN, who sponsors the show. We'll be back right after this. Hello, Adrian. We're back.
Hello, this is awesome.
This is the
the
commercial
Hall
break.
of Fame.
So
Hey, Adrian.
yeah, now you can cuss and break out the wild turkey, Doris, because it's just a commercial break.
Well, I've got 4 wild turkeys in front of me right now.
Have you met my little boy, Adrian?
And I'm an old hen.
I've wanted to for a long time.
Doris, I have heard so many great things about you and what you are doing to honor this
believe 'em.
profession, and it's great to meet you. This is so fun.
And she's never forgotten a phone number. And she's never, I mean, this is the original contact mapper of all time right here. This woman, I am telling you, your stepmother dies, I'm marrying Doris Wood. It's unbelievable. So take it away.
That's just the
Well, I
best.
want you to know that I'm really impressed. Cynthia has talked to me about your contract mapping, and I've tried to, I'm not computer, although I had a computer company at one time, was the first person in network marketing to have a computer company called CPA, Personal Computer Corporation of America. And
PCA.
we sold
Mainframes.
the first ones, I think it was See Why I Need Your,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should have mapped it.
because I can remember a lot of people's names, but there are certain things I can't remember. And this was a a company. But anyway, we sold Commodore computers.
Yep.
Oh, I had several of those.
Oh, yes.
Or 64.
Yep.
What was
But
that?
they were one of the first ones that came out, but they charged us, I don't know, they charged us, we could sell them for, I think, close to $400. But then they let Walmart,
Yep. Put you right out of
other
business.
companies,
Yeah. Jeez.
That's
Target,
cool.
they sold them for under 300. So we went out of business quite quickly. But,
Listen to that.
That's why you want to sell software. Sell software, Doris. Okay, take it away, buddy.
That's pretty. So one of the crazy things, let alone the Commodore 64. I mean, the computer that I had in high school in 2000 or whatever, and then this thing is an order of magnitude more powerful than that entire gigantic box that sat on your desk. And what we are trying to do is take those old school, look at you, that's awesome. Take
That's
those
cute.
old school networking principles that really worked, like the old index card system and ACT and some of these things that were in the early days of networking done right. And all that stuff kind of fell away and it went out of style, and it's been replaced with all this whiz-bang stuff that is great, except that it kind of lost the human relationship in the R of CRM kind of dropped out of the equation, and there aren't any more relationships. And so what we are doing is building something to bring relationships back to the fore where people are able to build authentically, right?
Yep, 100%. And what's your website?
Contactmapping.com/free.
Contactmapping.com/free. Go there right now, or I'm coming to your house. We are going to be back all right now, so stick around for just a couple seconds. We got to take it. We'll go right back on the air here in a couple seconds. See the screens changing? And we're back. It's Tom Chenault, and it's the Network Marketing Leadership Show. We got a short segment here. We've got Ron Henley, Cynthia Simmons, and Doris Wood. And I am telling you, I have looked forward to this show. And I knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park because obviously we are, we're not exactly Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and whoever else Elon Musk. We're like old school. And so even figuring out a way to get us all on one screen took us about 3 days. But I'll tell you one thing, I am in love with Ron Henley and with Doris Wood, not because of today, but because of the fact that they've been collecting all this stuff forever. I put the word out that I was going to try to help Doris archive all her stuff. And Ron said, man alive, Larry Thompson, Taylor Thompson, and all these people have got this idea for a huge museum in Atlanta. So what I would love to do, and he came to me and said, what I'd love to do is just talk to you about a giant consortium of people really putting stuff where people can come and see that there is a history behind this. Doris was telling me that the first big company that became network marketing was Watkins. Richard Brooke had told me it started at some place called Mind Dynamics. Where did it all start, Ron?
Mind Dynamics came out of Holiday Magic, those days back in then. That's where Mind Dynamics came in. That was in the 64, 65.
And what about Watkins? Was that before that?
Watkins got started back in the late 1800s, if I believe.
Yes.
Holy, were you around for the beginning of Watkins? No, I'm kidding you.
No, I feel like it sometimes, but no.
All right, that is so cute. Wow. Well, that is really cool. And who is Ben Gay III?
Ben Gay III was the third and final president of Holiday Magic. He was, when William Penpatrick passed away, Ben was the president of that company. And Ben is an amazing human being. He knew, I'm sure if he and Doris Wood got together and we could be flies on the wall, our heads would explode.
And what I want to do is a memorabilia show that isn't like, where we get all these icons, you and Taylor and Larry and Harris and Weisberg and Doris and Cynthia. And we have just a big panel and we really talk it out over not over a lumpy radio show like this where we've got advertisers and all that jazz, but where we could really let some people watch
Yeah.
the history evolve over not months, not years, not decades, literally centuries. And that is pretty doggone cool. And that's, Doris, you could have left a long time ago and done anything, but you dedicated your life to preserving network marketing, didn't you?
Well, I liked it from the first time I was in it because it gave me freedom to be who I was without having to apologize for anything and everything that I did. And because the other people did worse than I did. So as they started out, so you know what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
but I have been really fortunate enough to work with Brownie Wise, who built Tupperware.
Tupperware, yep.
Brownie was my first real mentor when I did my $1 million in sales. And she was the one who you know, and I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people. I remember there's a horrible, horrible video on the internet someplace that somebody made, and it's my story about Mary Kay. And
What about it?
I always told Mary Kay that not to go into cosmetics. Cosmetics would never sell on Party Plan. That was my claim to fame at that time. And of course, I started my own cosmetic company after that, but at a much later time. And I was wrong. It was a great.
Yeah, she did okay, didn't she?
But Doris, that's okay. You were the first person in network marketing history to have $1 million earned in a year. You were the first person.
No, sold. I didn't earn it.
Oh, sold. Okay, I'm sorry, sold. Yeah.
No, I never earned that kind of money. That was never my goal.
Yeah,
And
yeah, to have $1 million in sales. I'm sorry. Yes, that's correct.
That's still really crazy
it was
good.
just
The first person.
Yes, but you know what was really wild? People think that's nothing today. I mean, we have people that do that in a month and
Yeah.
a lot more than that in a month. But that $1 million, our most expensive item was $4.95.
Holy mackerel. We got to take another break.
Jewelry.
We're going to come back right after this on the Genesis Communication Network. Thank you, Ted Anderson. We love you for keeping us on the air all this time, and we're coming back right after this. Hello, Adrian.
We're back.
I know. How we doing?
Tremendous.
Oh, man, alive. I am like the happiest man in the world for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like a kid. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, with all you, this is awesome. So what are you doing?
That is so cool. Well, we have, it's been quite an interesting couple of weeks, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh. Eric Worre, thank you for burying us. I mean, to be included in that 12 people, 12 network marketers, and then the amazing people like Grant Cardone and all those people that he had. I mean, we got buried at contact mapping, and that was one of the great experiences of all time because I've never seen anything like it, because Eric just basically told everybody to get involved. So involved they did get, and they came at us big time, and now a lot more people are using contact mapping, and we're working 24/7. But we're going to give away something, aren't we?
We are, and we're going to do that on the third break. I think
Okay.
we're going to give away a ticket to Go Pro. So what we did, as we had this huge surge thanks to Eric and just everything that's been going on, and all these folks came in and wanted to, say how they got so much incredible content, so much great training, but the key is, okay, you've got all this momentum, you've had all this bursted activity. How do you pull that together and keep momentum through the end of the year? And so we did a big webinar on that. Our buddy Richard Brooke joined us for that, which was awesome.
He killed it.
He was so
Killed
good.
it.
Yeah. And we set something up where we created a contest, and we said, we want you to be really in momentum. And so we put together a contest for hitting a certain hurdle of activity in contact mapping to just start pulling together everything that you've been doing. And a lot of people got in there and jumped in with us. And so we are going to draw for one more ticket to Virtual Go Pro as a prize for these people who are just going after it and really having huge results in building their business with contact mapping as a part of that. And it's going to be fun.
And a shout out to Eric. I mean, he calls up Tony Robbins and says, "Hey, Tony, I want to borrow your facility to do GoPro virtually." Tony says no. Eric goes back to Vegas, buys a building, raises $20 million, and puts together this state-of-the-art event center that he's going to be able to use forever. But I am telling you something. I have never seen promotion taught right like Eric is teaching us promotion taught right for your events and everything else with the way that he's filling seats at this Virtual Go Pro. And the reason he's doing it, because he doesn't have $20 million. And he's got the gift of desperation. He is focused. He is absolutely on point. And he will have 50,000 people minimum at GoPro in a week. And I am in awe of him.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Don't you agree, Ronnie? It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Here's where we were talking to him. He was on the show with us a couple weeks ago promoting for the challenge. And I go, "Eric, oh my gosh, I've been watching these videos from Marina showing them building this thing. Like, it's unbelievable." He goes, "Yeah, I can't wait to see it in person." I just sit at my desk all day, every day, calling huge leaders, doing Zooms, helping these people help me promote this thing. And I literally have not been physically to the site where I am building this $20 million facility because I'm working.
Wow.
He's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, God bless him. God bless people like him. And he is doing what he's telling us to do, which is pick up the phone. I'll be there. I'll be on a Zoom, I'll be on a call, I'll do whatever I have to do to build this thing out so we can have this big event. And that's what it takes. So God bless you, Eric. Richard Brooke, 4-year career, doing what you're doing with that. Ray Higdon, Fraser Brooks. I go through the list of people that, these are absolute young people lighting up this profession. Sperry. I just think about the caliber of people trying to make what we're doing better. And I'm in awe of it, but it all started with the people on this screen right here. And what's your website?
You got to go to
I got carried away
contactmapping.com/free right now. That's all right. No, that's perfect. I think this was a great conversation because what we are doing is helping people play big, and we're inspired by those people that are playing big, and that's what the whole thing's about. And so contactmapping.com/free, you can get started with the app completely for free, no credit card, nothing. And so go do that right now.
And we're back. It's Tom Chenault. It's the Network Marketing Leadership Show. I hope you're having the best day ever, man. I am telling you, I feel like I don't even know, you're in sports, you get to go see somebody like Mickey Mantle, somebody like that, who's dead, obviously, but just idols that you've always had. Richard Brooke, I keep mentioning his name today for some reason, but he took me to the Mile High Stadium. His good friend John Elway gave him his box for the night. And that was just Invesco Field. It's not Mile High anymore. That was an experience to be around history. And today we are around network marketing history. And whether it be Brownie and Ron going back to Ben Gay III, or Doris Wood with Del Hickman and the various people that you knew. Cheryl Kissel is on the show right now. I have been texting, if you've seen me look down, it's because I've been texting the one and only Marcy Cook, and I want to talk about that for a little bit. Rod Cook is in a very, he's in one of those places, where you go where they don't let you out. And he didn't see the light of day for about 4 months with COVID. He's just skin and bones down there, but his mind is still as sharp as a tack. And he's saying hi to Doris too. And just a lot of old names of people that we love, right, Doris?
Yeah, I can remember the first times I met them.
Yeah, way back.
Yes.
And he was a character, old Rod, man. He wasn't afraid to tell you how he felt, huh?
Not at all. No.
And he fought for us all, and you have fought for us all. and you preserved a profession. And that's what's important. So, Ron, why don't you talk about this museum that you are contemplating putting up in Atlanta?
Well, we started this thing called the Network Marketing Historical Society. And the push for that was not only everything that I have, I wanted to get it into a place where the public could see it. And I already live here about 10 miles outside of Atlanta. So I couldn't figure out a better place to put it. It's you know, a lot going on here. It'd be a lot of traffic. But the main thing is there are so many people like Doris right now. She has warehouses full and garages full. There are some people that have been around in this profession for a long time. And when they pass, their family doesn't know what to do with these treasures, and they throw them in a landfill somewhere. So we needed to create a place in this profession that's recognized by all network marketers as a hub, as a place for all of this memorabilia and these artifacts and all this to be able to go to be able to be protected, preserved, and displayed for the entire profession. Because once you really understand where we came from, you will understand how bright our future can be.
That's a great call. Do you guys know the name Nick Mangeris?
Yes.
He was from Care International, and they got to like almost to the top of I bought this office building that we're in right this second. And Nick Mangeris and a guy named Scott Fardulis came down, and Nick Mangeris about swallowed his cigar, because it turns out that where we are right this second is national headquarters for the first Care International. So we were like, this is where it was. And John Hammock has been here before. Lots of people, you know, every time I give my address, they go, I've been there before. And it finally dawned on me it was because of Nick Mangeris. But that history would have been forgotten had it not been for you guys' commitment to just bringing it back to life. And I love that. And I know that you know, Doris, one thing that I'm going to protect your stuff with my life, Doris. You need to know that, because who you've been, I saw you sacrifice everything for years. And Del Hickman and the various people and Brian Clemmer and those incredible people that you had just surrounding you all those years. And my hat's off to you, young lady. And we're not going to let it be forgotten.
Rod and Marcy were with us for a long time. And Marcy was on the board wasn't Marcy on the board when you were?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Troy Dooley was on the board. I mean, cute people. Yeah.
But he wasn't before.
Oh, Troy's on the new board?
Richard Brooke was one of the first people that was on our board.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He needs to give you a call, I think. You haven't talked to him for a while, right?
No, I haven't.
I'll give you, he's a bad contact mapper. .com. So that's, sorry, I didn't mean to weave that in. So that's hysterical. So Jim Lupkin, this is pretty funny, and I'm going to have so I've never met this guy that found me on LinkedIn a few days ago and needed some help from me. So I told him to come down today to have a cup of coffee, and I've never seen the guy in my life. He walked in the door, and I think he looks just like Jim Lupkin, which is pretty funny because not many people look like Jim Lupkin. And I'm going to have him come in and just sit down for 1 second so you can tell me if you agree. But I went, what the heck is Lupkin doing here? I thought he flew in or drove in to hear your show. So that was pretty cool. So, yeah.
You know, Tom, you know what I think would be absolutely amazing is, and I don't know why I just envisioned this, is if there was a museum that also had like an auditorium or a stage. And imagine almost like when you're a kid, right? And you're in school and you take a field trip and the teacher takes you down to the historical museum in the city where your school is. Imagine if we could have something that actually where network marketing companies went to have their company presentations, get-togethers, events, that also was part of the museum, where while people are there at their event, they could tour through this museum. And I think it would touch the hearts of a lot of people that are new coming to an event, right? First timers, and go through and see all of this history. So it's not only a museum, it is actually a place where companies bring their distributors, members, you know, and
That's
and
exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's part of the game plan.
That's going to be so cool. Rita Davenport, you guys know Rita Davenport?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She
Love
was just
Rita.
on, she's a maniac. She was just on here recently. And yeah, that's so funny. Lupkin, change your picture on your profile so it's on the screen so people can actually see what you look like. Because Jim Lupkin's actually watching Doug Firebaugh. Very, very cute, all the things that are going on. I'll get this guy to come over and sit at the stage for a second. He'll have no idea what we're talking about, but I couldn't believe my eyes. But, you know, we can do this. So you need 1,000 people to come someplace and sign something or do something, buy something. What's that all about there, Ron?
That's already been done. We're starting a YouTube channel. I went ahead and I'm in this, Tom. I really am. This is my, I can't not do it. Okay. It's been on my heart for a long time. My family got started in this profession when I was 5 years old. And I was this 5-year-old kid running around helping set up the room and serving refreshments and taking coats. And I got to listen to all these fantastic stories. My dad and grandpa had a business. Zig Ziglar was the company trainer. So I met him when I was 5 years old. So from the time I was 5, all of this, as Zig used to say, the good, the pure, the powerful, and the positive got poured into my young brain. That's what got me started down the path. And then 42 years ago, I heard Jim Rohn for the first time, and that did another 180 in my life. So through this whole thing, I've met and worked with and been friends with some of these amazing icons and legends that started this whole thing. And the stories and the memorabilia, I've just collected it because I felt this calling that was bigger than I am.
Yeah.
To do it. And it's for the good of everybody, not just me. I mean, I've got this stuff here, but I want the world to be able to see this. That's why we're moving forward with this museum. I call it a museum because that's the best word for it. But it's truly going to be a place where when any network marketers in town, any companies in town, they can come and not only learn about the history of the entire profession, but they can go to different sections of this museum and be able to see the history of their company. Sweet. How it started, where it was coming from, some of the rarest stuff, that one of a kind things that you won't be able to see anywhere else. It's really going to be something. And you know, it's going to be an incredible undertaking, but it's a labor of love.
Well, what's so cool about it is you can do it. What's the name of that book that Taylor, you guys got this book that you're in with Taylor and Larry Thompson, which obviously
The Millionaire Training.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're actually even doing a little bit of a benefit or a fundraising with that as a tool too to help with it, or has that come to fruition yet?
Larry is working on that. He's the one that needs to talk about that, but he did say he was going to support this entire project with some of the funds from that book. Yes.
Well, Taylor's on here, so if Taylor's on here, I guarantee you Larry's on here. So that commitment is
Two
out
amazing
there.
People.
Yeah,
amazing people.
Scotty Kufas, I don't know if you guys know him, but he actually said he would fly to California with me to help pack the truck. I mean, all these people are so, and there's people on this screen that are saying, I'm not giving up my stuff from my mom and dad. It's too valuable. And I believe that. And I'm thrilled that you feel that way. There was a woman in Longmont that came in the office one day and she says, I thought my dad was going to give me like this huge inheritance. Instead, he gave me his stack of network marketing journals and said, this has been the secret to my life. Here, dear, I want you to learn this. And she's going, Dad, give me the money. So she wanted to know if I wanted them. And I told her not to give them away. I said, that is a history that you can't give me. But it is very valuable. And your dad was right. It's worth more than money. But it was pretty funny. This lady's going, what am I going to do with this? And I think that's a lot of kids, don't you, Doris? I mean, a lot of people don't understand how important it is, and they don't want to honor the memory, right?
Doris, can you tell everybody the magazines that you have, the very first one ever printed and up until today, what are they?
Oh, they weren't the very first ones that were printed, and I have some of those but I'm talking about, I have every copy that Direct Sales Net,
Direct Sales Magazine.
yeah, the Direct Sales Magazine, and that started probably about 20 years ago. I have every copy that they ever printed. I've got all of those. They're all in a filing cabinet, and they're already packed, ready to, and that. But Tom, there are boxes and boxes of material that will look like just papers. But if you go through those, there are some papers, I'm sure that Ron will remember, they used to send out a lot of things and said, you know, if you
I need Jordan.
started with people sending out materials asking for $1 or $2,
Yes.
they'd send you a coupon for something you could cook or something. It was wild.
We got to take a break, Doris. We're going to come back right after this for the final segment. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show on the Genesis Communication Network. God bless Ted Anderson. All right, get over here. You. So this guy, doesn't he look like Lupkin a little bit? So this guy is the head of this profession, of this whole organization that used to be something called the MLMIA and the beautiful one. This guy doesn't even know what multi-level marketing is. So he walks in the door and he looked like Jim Lupkin out the corner of my eye. I go, what in the world? And I thought, man, the cops are here to arrest me for getting Doris's stuff. And it wasn't that at all. It's just this guy used a tremendous resemblance. You're a very handsome man. Thank you. I just met him today, so it was so funny. This is Jordan Dufort. Don't forget his name. He's going to be a big influencer in the world. So that's very cool. So you can get out of there, and Adrian can do the drawing.
Good cameo appearance.
The poor guy did not know what the hell that was all about.
Look at we got our drawing here.
Yeah, we got
Oh, yay.
for our silverware and our drawing.
So, like I said, we as part of this whole GoPro challenge follow-on, we have had a huge group of people who have been. Oh, there's
Lupkin's on the comments going, oh my God, it's my twin brother. I hope he's saying that.
That's awesome.
You just wish you were that good looking, Lupkin. Keep going.
So anyway, we are gonna give away another ticket to Virtual GoPro to one of these people who has been getting after it, and so we've got our little drawing bin here.
Very cool.
And we get to pick a name and find somebody. So
Okay,
all right, I mixed them all up. You get to pick it.
Good. Let me see what we got here. All right, I got one. Let me see what. Oh, I don't like her. No, I'm kidding. That's so funny.
Oh, awesome. Yolanda Vanderhoven, you have just won a ticket to Virtual GoPro, and I think she's in Europe, so that's pretty cool. This is a year that she can do it without even having to get on an airplane.
Unbelievable. Doesn't even have to spy the. Yeah. And people talk about $297 for a ticket to GoPro because everybody's doing trainings for $5 and $10 and $20. Think of how much money you are saving at going to GoPro for $297 with the lineup he's got. He did that whole thing with Grant Cardone and all those unbelievable people for free. And I'm telling you what, Eric's pulling all the stops out, and whatever you do, support him so he doesn't have to sell one of those 2 Rolls Royces.
He's got Sylvester Stallone coming.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy.
Exciting. And we're behind it. I mean, anything you guys are doing out there. Kim Calabrese, that's girl. She's in Colorado coming through right now.
That's awesome.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
She's
very
in town.
exciting.
Very, very cool. Yeah. All right. So what are you talking about now through the rest of the break? I'm exhausted.
You've been working hard today.
I know it.
Adrian, I want to tell you something. First of all, I love contact mapping. Let me tell you, your dad impressed me so much. I'll never forget when your grandmother was going through her battle with cancer. And I called your dad, and when he answered the phone, he said, Cynthia, how are you? How have you been feeling? And I'm going, how does he remember everything about me? I mean, he's like, how are the kids? How? I'm like, this is kind of scary right now. But then I realized he had, because this is when you guys were first bringing this out.
Yeah.
I got, was first introduced to it and joined along, and I was so impressed with how this keeps information of a person so that when you do reach out to them, you can say, hey, how's Joe doing? Or how are the kids? Or how did his show go at school? It's so amazing because it becomes so personable, right? And that's what people want. People want to know that you care about them, that you mean something. And just to pick up a phone and do cold calling, it doesn't work. And this helps the process.
That's exactly right. Contactmapping.com/free. Go do it. God bless you, Adrian. All right, we are back. It's the final segment of the Network Marketing Leadership Show. We've got the one and only Doris Wood. We've got Cynthia Simmons, and we've got Ron Henley. And this has been one of my favorite shows of all time. I hate to break it to everybody. And I know that might surprise you, but it brings tears to my eyes, the history that we're part of. And what these people have done. I mean, Ron on one side and Doris on the other, with exactly the same mission, not knowing the others existed. And it just shows you how big yet how small this profession is. And when we get out of the United States and we start thinking about what's going on over the world in this great profession, we've got great responsibility to preserve the memories. So I just want to thank all three of you. You're a whippersnapper too, Cynthia. We're going to get you back on this show to tell your story because it's remarkable. But all of you people, if you can chance, just go to either wall of Doris or Ron and friend them up or write them a nice note, because I'm telling you what, these people are giving it everything they got. And thank you so much, you guys. What do you think of that, Doris?
What I was going to say is that through the years, there have been so many fantastic people that I've met, not just in the United States, but around the world. And when I was the first female to speak on network marketing in China. And that was through one of my adopted sons who had a company there. And I want you to know that I am blessed by having 2 children by birth, and they are both fantastic, a son and a daughter. But then I always loved the young people. But my problem is that all of my young people are now 60 years old.
Oh yeah.
And because of that, but remember, I've lost a lot of very special people through this time too. I didn't know Jim Rohn, but I knew Bill Fawcett, who was fantastic, and Linda Bruno did so much for this. Linda Bruno's last name was Lagos, and she did so much. There were so many, and
yeah.
The young man in San Diego that we all knew and loved, that was a great speaker, and
I can't think of him. Yeah.
Simi Sadella from England.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Simi while she was here in the States for a long time, but there were a lot of others. But I am still blessed that through the people that I met over 30 years ago that I'm still very, very close to.
Doris, can you tell us about the 2 books that you have? I know you've written the dictionary for network marketing. And there is the other one.
We've only just begun.
We've only just begun.
What about how do people get that book?
Huh?
How do people buy that book?
We got to set her up a thing, Tom.
Oh, I'll take care of that.
Absolutely.
We'll help her. Yeah, we'll get that figured out.
I'm sending you a bunch of them, but I want you to know that there are 18 people who wrote a chapter in this book about what had happened to them in network marketing too.
Dr.
So,
Keith Lagos, I saw that. Linda Bruno, I saw that. That is so cool.
Yeah, I recognize a lot of those names.
oh yeah, D. Jack Smith, Del Hickman.
Yeah.
Robert Butwin is on there.
Oh yeah,
Butwin's, he's still alive, isn't he?
Yes.
Robert Butwin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
really, he's
Yeah.
a firehouse. He
Yeah.
was the first one in our organization in 1985. When we started, he was the first one to win the Distributor of the Year award, and he has grown up and done a fantastic job. And we both spoke in Malaysia and in Singapore through the years.
He might be on here today. I did send him a thing to
I
stop
did.
by.
We like Butwin. I know Butwin for way back.
Oh,
And a guy with big integrity. All right, so we got to figure out how to get a hold of helping you with your vision a little bit, Ron. So tell me about that. How do people find what you're doing?
Well, the easiest thing they can do is go to networkmarketinghistory.com. That's where it's going to start.
Perfect.
That's going to be the hub where everything else is going to be an offshoot of, and they can reach it.
Networkmarketinghistory.com.
Yep.
Oh, that's a cakewalk. Join his mailing list if there is one. Pay
Yep.
attention to it, and we'll go from there. Doris, we're going to figure out a way to get your books out to people, and I'll help you with that. So we'll figure out a way to and actually get, I don't want to get the money to go to you. I want that to go to Doris so she's able to live like a rock star out there in North Carolina or South Carolina. And yeah,
Maybe
so
we can get
wanna-
some special ones, Tom, signed.
Yeah.
Doris
There
said
you
she
go.
would be willing to sign some of them for us.
There you go.
Auction. Yeah, roll up the money. So that's good. All right, everybody, I'm telling you what, I hope you liked this show as much as I did. And we'll be back next week on the Network Marketing Leadership Show. Love you all.
We love you.
That was pretty doggone fun, wasn't it, Doris?
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that worked out. And Marianne Niehaus. Put your camera on, Marianne.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Are we still on
Such
Facebook?
a great organizer,
We got to
man.
talk with her before
Awesome.
when she came on. Yeah.
Yeah. Marianne, are we still on Facebook?
no.
Oh, all right. Well, that irritates me. They could have seen the show after the show. But
Oh,
I know it, Marianne.
my bad. My bad.
It's all
Hey,
good.
Tom,
You
when we
guys?
get this place built out the way we want it to be, there's going to be some things that people aren't going to be able to touch, of course, because they're one of a kind. Like I actually have Jim Rohn's personal kit in NutriBio that he used to carry door to door to build his business with back in the 50s.
Wow.
I've got that. That's something that you don't want people touching, but they can see it. But what about something like this, where it all started?
Nutrilite. Oh my goodness.
Nutrilite. And then we've got Abundavita, which is this is the very first network marketing company that Jim Rohn joined under Earl Shelf.
Unbelievable.
So being able to touch and hold these things in your hands, it just gives you connect to the past, touching and feeling and smelling and all that. So not only is it going to be something you can see, we're going to have videos and audios that you can hear while you're there, and it may hopefully in an auditorium of some kind. But there's going to be guided tours. You're going to hear the stories. You're going to see the stuff. You're going to see how this whole thing happened and began. And it's going to be something, man. It really is.
So is Keith Wood your son, Doris?
Yes.
He was posting during the show that he's not giving up any of your stuff. So you better have a chat with him. That is so, oh my God, that is so
Oh, we
cute.
might all be in for a surprise.
Yeah, so you better go home and talk to him because he's not liking this conversation. He probably looked at me and said that guy's a snake oil salesman. So yeah, that's too cute. All right, you guys, I got to go to work. I love you, and I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Love you,
Bye.
Doris. Thank you.
Take care.
Look at Marianne.
Yes.
Man's a beast.
It's my son calling me.
Oh,
No,
is it?
You and I look a lot alike when I was
Really? When you were younger?
Yeah, when she was 70.
Okay, long,
I'm
long
63.
Oh my God.
What?
Yes,
No.
I am.
Keith,
Wow, I never would have guessed that.
Well,
Whoa,
me
you
neither.
look good,
that's,
Steve.
that's a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, whatever.
Martha said, do you know somebody named Keith Wood? And I said, yes. He said, well, he says he's not giving up anything anymore. You're not giving up any of the materials.
That is so funny.
Oh, perfect.
All right, you guys, we're out. I'm going to end this. Have fun. This was fun.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye, Ron. Bye,
Bye.
Doris.
See ya.
All right. Just a minute, Keith.